And she feels so embarrassed.
Ma'am, we have somebody, Romana Khan, class 7.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to Lead and Led By. And Malik Taba is going to. Malik Taba is going.
I'm not raising my hand for MC.
Okay, Rizwana ma'am.
Please mute yourself, everyone, because we are going to start the session. And Malik Taba is going to be the host for today's session. And I request Malik Taba to kindly start with the sharing of the experiences, and then we'll listen to the speaker today. Dr. Zia Punnekar is also with us, and Madam is going to, Reena is going to join us shortly. Then these two are going to speak on the topic. Before that, you all can start sharing your experiences and whatever challenge was given to you. Over to you, Malik.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. First, I would like to say good evening to Zia sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
So, I would like to start from Daisy ma'am. Daisy ma'am, are you there, Daisy ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please. Go ahead and share the experience of the challenge given by the ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening to all of us here. And today's challenge was accountability. And I want to share something what I knew. Today I experienced one thing that was first of all I studied
What is the
in my
challenge today?
accountability.
So the
Daisy,
topic is accountability, but the challenge was to do such kind of work that leaves impact on the people.
okay, give me a second. I think for Dr. Zia Sahab, shall I share the challenge once again so that he will understand?
Yes, please.
Okay, so just give me a minute. Let me just start the challenge. I'm sorry, Daisy, you have to just wait for 2 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
And today I should not do the blunder like yesterday. Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Yes, ma'am. Channel was on mute.
Yes. Has helped over 5 lakh women to become organic farmers in last 22 years. What an impact. And this engineer, Venil, he is just 25 years of age. And besides having full-time job, he helps lakhs of needy people across India to uplift them. Incredible. And Pragya ji, who was attacked by acid in 2006, just after 12 days of a marriage. And after survival, she collected the amount and started an NGO just to help those victims of acid attacks. And her voice is, I am not my face. Yes, of course, we are not only the face. We are a lot beyond our face and appearance. Hats off to you, Pragya ji. And now meet this great gentleman. He is Loganathan, who is a welder by profession, but after finishing his work, he goes to the offices to clean the toilets and bathrooms. Why? Is he a greedy person? No. He wants to help the poor, needy, and orphans in their education. And that's why he earns extra money. Speechless. I don't have words for such a great person. And Asif is full-time dedicated to build a national movement where there is no caste system, to abolish this unconstitutional caste hierarchy in India. Great Asif, keep going. So today, as leaders, we have to prove that we are a change leaders. We have to do something that's going to impact the life of one or the lives of many. It depends on us. I'll be very eager and keen to know your impactful actions today. See you all at 9 p.m. in the clubhouse. Thank you and have a great day. So, Dr. Zia, this was a challenge, and now they are sharing their experiences in this regard. Yes, Malik, go ahead, please.
Yes, Daisy ma'am, please now you can go ahead with your experience of the challenge given by the ma'am.
Okay.
Daisy ma'am, yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, all. And today I want to share one of my experience. And today, actually, most of the times I studied in lonely because there is a silent peace and it's also comfortable as well for me. And after I studied, one of my friend asked me to explain about one topic what I am studied. So I asked him to explain about the topic what I studied, and she questioned me, what is it and what is it? Here I understand. I share my knowledge to his or her to know some of extra informations. Here I share my knowledge to others, whatever I studied, and make them to understand. Here I started to explain something to others, and I also interact them to speak in English, and I will whatever we know we have to speak in English, and also I take seminars in my classes. So most of the students make me to motivate, and I motivate her also. Here we have lots of experience about sharing our knowledges, and and they are also supporting for us. Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Daisy. It is really a very, very noble task that you are sharing your knowledge with your friends while you are in the college. You are learning yourself. And at this age, I have seen mostly the people, they are hesitant to share their knowledges with others, and they hide their notes, and they want to like keep the things with themselves so that they can score more marks than others. But you are exceptional good. And that's why you have shared your teachings, your notes, your learnings with your friends. Thank you. Great sharing.
Thank you so much, Daisy ma'am. It was really a good experience to hear from you. Now I would like to call Rizwana ma'am. Rizwana ma'am.
Oh my God.
Rizwana ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
to all.
Welcome.
Yeah, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Sorry for the late.
Rizwana ma'am.
Yes, I'm there. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening. So today the task was given like how we can impress, or how we can motivate others. In simple words, we can say how we can motivate others to do in their life good. So what I have done actually few days before that, not today, I have done few days back, a few girls came to my house to meet my in-law. So I asked them how about their studies and all. Okay, so they said they have just completed their 12th and they dropped the studies. They are not doing because it's very far and all, we cannot go like that it is. And one of was there, she got admission in she has completed on first year degree only, like BA first year she has completed. After that, because it is far, she dropped that also. So few day for yesterday, they came to me and they said they start they want to continue their studies. So I said, okay, I will help you, don't worry. The next session will start because now time is already finished. So from next year onwards, I will fill your form and you can continue your studies. So like in this way, like others girl also, when they knows about like I'm helping them for their studies, so others also like luckily today also 2 more girls came to me and they said, will you please help us for our studies, like we want to continue, at least we want to do graduation and we want to do diploma in computer. So I said, computer center is not there anyway, I will teach you. I'm like, I'm here at least 1 month more, I am here, so every day you can come to me and I will teach you the computer. And they are like very happy, and like they want me to, I should teach them other subject, like other subject also. And like they want to, when like after 1 month I'll go to Aligarh. So they 4 of them said, Ki Bhabhi, we want to stay with you and we want to continue our studies. I said, okay, I just promised them, okay, if it's your family people will allow you, I will help you. You can stay with me and you can continue your studies. Like I have not done as a task, but I have done as a like human being only. Okay, I can help them, like if I'm able, so I can help them in this way. But luckily yesterday, like today, I got as a challenge also.
Okay, Rizwana,
This
thank
much
you
only
very
I have
much.
done.
And before promising them that they can stay with you, please ask your husband, okay? That permission is important.
Exactly.
Kindly
I will
have a
ask.
look.
Ask
It
him.
is very good. But
Okay,
we
so
must
let's
follow
welcome
it.
Mrs. Reena Singh ji. Mrs. Reena Singh ji has already joined us. And Mrs. Reena, hello, good evening. How are you? Reena, are you able to listen to us? Reena.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening. So welcome. And Reena, would you like to listen to the girls first, or would you like to speak?
Yes, I would like to listen to the girls first.
Okay, so then Malik, you go ahead and invite other speakers.
Yes. Good evening, Reena ma'am. It's really a pleasure to have you over here this evening. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Now, I would like to call Lakshmi ma'am. Lakshmi ma'am,
Yes, Malik. I'm
over
here.
to you. First, I will say, Lakshmi ma'am, today you are looking very gorgeous.
Oh my God,
From
it's
any
not so.
You're coming from any party right now?
No. I just went for the meeting. I was back from the meeting.
Okay.
Okay. I'm very normal only. Why you are saying? I'm very tired.
You are looking very gorgeous.
Oh, is it? Thank you. Because, thank you. Ma'am has given me a very excellent task today. Every day we are doing one or other task. The course has been built in such a manner. Halima ma'am, hats off to you. And today's task is also really, really very good. To share my things based on the task which is given means, I'll tell you, ma'am, when I am in my mother's home, I used to do many things. After marriage, it was little reduced, but even my husband also used to help many people. So joining hands with my husband, I also used to do. I will do only little things. It is not a great thing to say. But when I was after my graduation, I got online placement in the final year of my graduation itself. So at the time when I earned my first salary, I gave it to my mother. It was a very great thing. At the time, my mother has given me few money back. You want to do something, you do it like that. At the time, actually near to my police quarters, my father is an inspector actually. Near to my that is my place, quarters. There is a slum area is also there. So at the time and all, I usually birthdays or whatever the occasion may be, I used to buy when I used to grow well by getting more salary also. I used to buy a lot of notebooks, pencils. I used to give. This I used to do actually. Now I've grown up I want to do many things. Halima ma'am, by the guidance of Halima ma'am, I think ma'am is also doing many things. I have seen ma'am's YouTube and all. I'm only telling I want to do to the needy, poor, like that. I was telling how I'm going to do, I don't know. With the help of the God, I think I will do my best for the development of our country, as well as I want to do something for the students, actually, for the student community. I also asked ma'am, how to motivate the slow learners? Because toppers are there, average students are there, and slow learners. We are giving so much of, nowadays, giving so much of motivation to them. Being in that age, I'm just dealing with 10th, 11th, and 12th standard student. You know how much difficult it is. We should not talk more. We should not talk less. We should be very particular with what we are saying. That is walking on the knife and all, we'll say, no, like that only. So we should be very careful in dealing with those students.
Yes.
I think this guidance which we are getting
Yes,
from by the level of LLB courses, we are learning. Actually, I'll get more angry. I used to ask questions. Even Alima ma'am also, I think few times I have told. But the ma'am made me like I am what I am today. I will say little changes only. I am not saying I have changed a lot. Now also I get angry. I will see all those things. But ma'am's way of dealing with things, I'll wait and watch. Like that I used to do. But every time I used to learn some ethics from ma'am. Really, ma'am, when future only I have to tell what I'm going to do good for. But I'm in a teaching line. I wanted to bring discipline to my student. I always say to my student, first you have to learn discipline. If you learn discipline, definitely you will get involved in your studies. You should have to respect your teachers. Discipline, students' role is to give respect to the teachers. When you give respect to your parents, definitely you come to the school and show the same gratitude towards the teachers. So this is the way I always blah blah blah. I will say to my students, when you have a discipline, you will be rocking students. I will say. So, ma'am, I am in an education line. So I want to motivate my students to get good marks, and they have to also has to come up in extracurricular activities and many things. I am doing my level best, and I am an gate leader. I am a gate captain also in Chennai. In also international also there is a scouts and guides movement, I believe.
Today I was in the guide only, guides investiture ceremony. I just
high five, ma'am. High five, ma'am. So I'm a guide captain. Through that, when I'm seeing your challenge today, where we used to help our teachers, leaders. We'll go morning and all. Ma'am will ask us hot water. We'll be in the camp. We'll make hot water and we'll give it to our best ma'am. Whoever we like, we'll take the hot water and we'll. And it was a rock and roll only. We on the floor. So we enjoy a lot. And like that only, I was very much interested. I don't want to skip any classes. In the morning also, I want to fight. Okay, someone is there for me also to fight. So my buddies, my friends, everybody, I'm so happy to be here and I'm learning something. I think my kindness has been increased, ma'am, by seeing you. Definitely the way you are making us, when we are getting angry, ma'am, it is 6 o'clock, ma'am. Lead house is not open. I will say, I'll put you a good morning, ma'am. Okay, ma'am is saying, be patient, Lakshmi. Don't you know, Lakshmi? Ma'am is saying to you, you should be patient. Oh, yes, I should have to learn. Okay, let me be patient. And ma'am is not replying, I'll take it. And ma'am is saying something, also I'll say it, I'll take it in a positive manner. I'm really, really learning all the positive attitude. But sometimes with my buddies, I used to say, what is happening here? All these things and all. That is also there. We all motivated together and we are sailing and we are learning, ma'am. Really, we are your student. Will be proudly make something better to the society and we will be standing. Definitely, we will keep in touch and we will be updating what we are doing, ma'am. Thank you so much.
thank you very much, Lakshmi. Thank you very much. It was all from your heart, and that has reached to the heart directly. Now, Malik Taiba, I think that you can share your experience, and then we'll request Zia
Sana
Sahab.
Hashmi ma'am is there. Sana Hashmi ma'am is there. She's always ready, as I know her. Sana Hashmi ma'am. Sana Hashmi ma'am, are you there?
Hello. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you, Malik, for telling that I am always ready. Because yes, I am always ready. Sometimes I have some issues so that I cannot perform. But today, as the task was to say something good or anything that you have done good for the society, I have to mention that, right?
Yes, yes.
Impactful action.
Yes, ma'am, impactful action. So, in my early youth days, I can say that there was a boy named, I cannot tell his name, but the boy belongs to a poor family, underprivileged family, and he doesn't have money to uh, continue his study. In fact, that was very much interesting, and that boy has interest in study and cannot could not study because he has not money. So me and my sisters personally arrange money for him and made him able to study, and also purchased a laptop for him, and now he is IT he is expert in IT section, and he is earning more than a lakh rupees per month, and I am very
Wow,
proud of him.
very
Very
impactful.
proud of him, ma'am. And one more thing I would like to mention, because my father was a serviceman, so we four sisters and one brother, he was raising 5 children, and because so once I saw that his watch is broken, and papa was postponing, every time postponing that, no, next month I will go to the shop and get repaired my watch. So when I was earning, I have been earning since 23, since the age 23. So with my first salary, I went to the shop and bought the best watch for my father and gave it to him. He was con- overwhelmed and cannot explain, could not explain his happiness. And I must mention that till his last breath, on his deathbed, he was wearing that watch. So it is my also it is my nature today also. I'm whenever I earn money, I go to every person in my family, and ask that their necessity, what they want, and I spend the money on them. that that gives me immense happiness, ma'am, and that is what I would like to mention. So
Thank you,
as far
Sana.
as
Thank you.
today's topic, this is accountability. So I have just researched it,
We'll
and
come on that, Sana. We can come on that later. Once
okay,
ma'am will explain, Reena ma'am, then we will discuss the accountability. Right now, Malik Taiba, you can share your impactful
okay,
action.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. As I have earlier told you, I used to go to a community school, spend my shares there, giving them some part of my money, and showing them the ways to inculcate different teaching methodologies in the school. So this was my later, this was my previous actions, and this is continuing. Now, what I did some days before, I saw a girl in my school. She was carrying a baby with her. I told her, whose baby is this? And she told me that this is her, मतलब मतलब मैं बोल भी नहीं सकती. It really gave me tears in my eyes. She told me कि मैम ये उनका बच्चा है जो मुझे दिन का खाना भी नहीं देते हैं. And I was like, what? You work with the people who don't give you food to eat? She said yes. She came from a far village that's called Banihal. That's from where she works, where she comes. That is 70 plus kilometers far. She came early in the morning and then went back at 5 o'clock back, and she's मतलब, for the full day she's without lunch, without food, nothing with her, and no salary at the end of the month. The family has promised their parents that they will send her to the school where she will study more, she will grow up as a good child. Then when I listened to her whole story, I told her, please give me your parents' number. She gave me her parents' number. I talked to his father. I told her, please send it with me. We are 3 sisters at home. My one sister is living in Delhi. We 2 are at home, and this is our 4th one. I promise you, this would be like my daughter. And I took her to my home and I admitted her in the community school. I told them, please do whatever she needs. I will be paying the fee. I will be paying the admission fee, but I want her to study. And I don't want anything back from her. I want her to study. This was the work, I can say. I did it for myself, for my family, because we are 3 sisters. If I can do it for anyone, anybody could do for my sisters or anybody else. This world is thank giving. I can do for anyone, anybody could do for second one, and it will be a continuous chain of emotions, thank givings. And next to what I did today, I thought ki, okay, Malik, do something that will last forever. What I have read until yet about the leadership, about the other things, about the different skills in my life, I thought of to sum it into a book. I have started, actually. I have started writing a book that will go last to the people who cannot afford to admit themselves into the different courses for learning different skills and different things that we need in our everyday life to grow ourselves, to upgrade ourselves. I thought this would be a good initiative from my side to the people who cannot afford these things, and this will last forever, ever and ever. And I would like to say this is all because of Halima ma'am. She has showed me the way, Malik, where you can grow. Malik, what is inside you? You can see it. Please. Now I know who I am, really who I am, what belongs to me, what I can do, what I am supposed to do in this world. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now I can
Okay,
see, yes, I am the daughter of my parents, what they want.
Okay, thank you very much, Malik. It is really very inspiring story and impactful action. If it is impactful, give everyone thumbs up to Malik. Is it impactful? Yes, thumbs up. Okay, I can see 4 thumbs up. Malik?
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Now let me invite my beloved friend, Mrs. Reena Singh, who is the principal, who is a trainer, who is a speaker, who is a motivator, and above all, who is a great, great human being, and who is always ready to help the people in need. And especially when it comes to teacher community, she cannot stop her from extending a helping hand. So over to you, Mrs. Reena. If you want to share your screen, you can share your screen.
No, I'm fine this way. I would like to speak. So I heard some stories here, and I'm sure that in your families or extended circle, there are many unsung heroes. And because of these kind of, kindful acts, we are surviving on the namesake of humanity. So I always believe that we being human beings, we should always try to aim at one word, good. That is good enough to do something great in life. And the very first speaker, she said that motivation, discipline, patience. So if you realize that these are the key areas where we can improve ourselves and we can see our better reflection each day, I think 1% or one step would be good enough to make ourselves accountable for what we are here in today's time. So if I speak about myself, I'm heading a preschool. And you can imagine the first step in the preschool is very crucial because the parents are having amazing trust in us. They are leaving their precious gift with us, and they are having lots of hopes, aspirations that my child will be successful in the formal school part in life, basically. So I always feel that we are accountable for their very first journey, and we always feel that yes, 0 to 6 years, that's the most crucial phase in anybody's life. So if anything goes wrong in adulthood or later on, the psychologist or counselor, they always try to dig deeper inside, and then they found out what went wrong in childhood days. So like someone shared that this girl was deprived of food. So this kind of impressions, they are deep impressions, and it can leave, a very big damage. But if some helping hand is there, somebody is accountable that, okay, now this is my responsibility. She would be treated as my own sister, or in any of the forms. I would say that it's a great deal of taking this kind of a challenge and doing our role in our best capacity. I won't say that we should sacrifice on our sleep or day and night discomfort to give comfort to each and everyone. First, we have to work on ourselves. So if I'm accountable to maintain my own calm, peace, sleep, my work, my own strategies to improvise my own skills, set of skills, knowledge, and then of course action. So it leads to a proper plan. I would say that being accountable at every platform, it's not possible for the human being. So first you have to focus on your I in the center, that I am responsible, I am accountable for my own well-being, for creating my own better version. Like if you have started writing a book, that means you have accumulated enough knowledge, enough skills, you have practiced it. So before articulating something, we have to be, do, and then say. So when you are going to say to the audience, you have to be. So if you think that, yes, you are in a position to be, if, all the trainers have worked really hard, and Halima ma'am, of course, I can write a book on her. She's very kind, she's very generous, and she's always positive. And when people come in contact with her, you always have this kind of impression that she's a friend for life. So it's my privilege that I know her, and in not only in professional world, I always feel that at personal level also I can connect with her anytime. So I would say that in this journey, I started my career as a trainee, became a teacher. Then in the very first school, I became HOD of pre-primary and primary wing. But I was accountable for my own knowledge and skills. So I completed a lot of courses. I did my Montessori course from Bangalore. I left my two very young children with my husband and my mom. So it was very difficult task staying away for 1 year. But I decided that I have to do something. I have to create a difference in education world, and especially in pre-primary. My children were very young. They were in nursery and grade 1. So I left them, and when I came back, I was a changed person, changed teacher probably. So as a mother, you're always intuitive what your children need. So, but that was not sufficient. That was not enough. So I had to accumulate what the world is offering to me. Then after that, when I became a trainee and then teacher, then of course, I tried to dig deeper into early childhood education. So I did a lot of courses. I did research on rhymes, that why are we using Mary Had a Little Lamb? What is the crux? What is the history behind? And what is the relevance in today's times? So 4 pillars are very important when you say that you are accountable to teach anything to children. Like somebody said that I try to teach them discipline. So my first urge to you is, you can't teach this. You have to first practice this. And if the whole school system, if all the teachers, if the whole environment is disciplined, the children learn self-disciplinary acts at a very young age. So I would always connect with the right set of practices in the system. It's not just one person's role who can change the whole world. Yes, you can try your best. So first is your I, which you have to work. And then once you see that, yes, there is always a scope of improvement. So we keep doing it. I'm still pursuing a course after 7 degrees after my marriage, but still I keep on doing something or the other to enhance my own understanding and knowledge. So I am accountable for my own understanding, my own better version each day. And then later on, when you talk about how do you influence, that is the second circle of influence, where you are influencing your students, your immediate society, you are influencing your family members probably. But how do you influence them? By being what you are today, by being what you will be tomorrow. So people get influenced by seeing a change in you, the transformation in you, the kind of, physical level to the mental level, and you are growing up yourself at a spiritual level. The spirituality doesn't differentiate between the two. It's just the same connect. You see that this is also another soul talking to you. So it is a very higher order of thinking. And if we can develop at a very young age, children will be accountable for their own performances. So I would say that 4 P's are very important. First is people, then I wrote purpose, then perform, and the last one is progression. So these 4 P's are important. If we focus that, yes, who all are around us, what is the purpose? What am I doing? Like she said that Halima ma'am literally triggered her thinking that what am I doing? Who am I? What am I supposed to do now? So in this today's scenario, if I can contribute my bit, I can probably do it by providing knowledge, by providing money, or if nothing, but at least some moral support to the people, those who are needy. So you have to decide in your best capacity how you can contribute, what you can contribute. Then the third is performance. So my own performance plus the people around me. Suppose this girl wants to study, but how does she perform? That is also, you are accountable because you have taken a charge. So once you have taken a charge, you are answerable to it, right? So you have to see that progression is happening at its own pace. Life is a race, but everybody has its own individual pace. So we have to be very careful. Somebody said that your senior group, they forget things and they don't take it seriously. So we have to make them accountable for their own performances. So in a class, it's not needed that in one day you are just teaching subject. You can just discuss that, what do you want to be in future? How do you see yourself after 5 years or 10 years down the line? Will you be dependent like this? The teachers are always around. No, one day you will be your own teacher. And it's better if you start early. So take charge of your own performance. Wherever you are stuck up, you just come back to me and I'll solve your problem. So there's a different way to look at it, and we can change the perspective to it, that yes, we are always in a giving position, rather than we should make them responsible. We should give them the ownership that they become their own teachers in the times to come. So I'll give you an example that my son was very good in studies, and so is my daughter always. So my daughter did triple masters. She's a working lawyer in London, working with the best legal firm. My son, he was working until here in KPMG and got Best Employee Award. Still, he was not very happy. So he was performing great. The salary was coming just like that, and they doubled the salary with performances. But suddenly he said that, yeah, there is an urge to do something else. I said, what do you want to do? I want to do masters from the US. I said, okay. So appear for GRE. So he prepared and he cracked GRE with a very good score, and he got through in one of the best universities in US. So how, despite of having best comfort in life, having best salaries, still there is a craving to do something else. And then I told him that you are quitting your job. You're going for 1 year this master's course, and then your new journey will begin. Are you ready for it? Because you are going to be accountable for your every single step in life. Because henceforth, of course, you are an adult and you are in a very nurtured, caring environment, and there you are left alone. You have to cook on your own, which you were not doing here in India, but there you have to do everything. And in extreme weather, because the temperature goes there -20. So you have to protect yourself. Of course, as a mother, I was having little, shaky heart, but I was preparing him mentally, physically, and of course, spiritually. So he said, yes, I'm having all thoughts in my mind and I'm ready for it. So now every day we don't check that, what's the temperature going on? How are you feeling? On the contrary, I said, are you well prepared? Have you purchased some nice boots and jackets? So these are the preparations we have to go through, and then ultimately the performance will come. And gradually he himself has decided that, Mama, I can show you the scorecard. So far I'm at number 1. I've achieved all 100 on 100 in every subject and skills. I said, good, because you have taken this step and now you have all the courage to deal with all kinds of odds in life. And this is how we want to see every student, that they are the makers, they are the writers of their own stories. And each one of you can tell hundreds of stories, but your life has one big story where you feel that you are accountable to do something. And similarly, our students, be it in slum area or the most elite class, if we are dealing in the finest school or they are paying the heavy fee structure to us, but still they are accountable. We are accountable for their caring or nurturing environment. We are having best resources, the highest paid teachers. But again, each parent expects the best from us, that my child should learn English in 5 days or 7 days. So these are the things that we have to be very, very, very careful. What we are choosing, how are we choosing? And the third question comes that then influence, circle of influence. The third circle comes, that circle of concern, where you have no control. You can always think, but you can't waste time. Suppose you watch some news and there you feel miserable, and then you feel that, oh, I can't help it. So it's okay to have sympathies, but focus. Again, you have to pull yourself back to your I center, then the circle of influence, and then you are accountable for what you are in the best position. So each day, suppose you face this challenge that sometimes, I'm not figuring out what are the steps to make myself better in terms of being accountable. That's the topic has been given. So I would say that each one of you has that first word, which is there already, self-honesty. So honesty is not imposed, it is coming from within. So you yourself has admitted, yes, I lose temper, which is there. So in any situation, temper is something which is like a self-regulatory, module. I would say that I never lost temper. In my 25 years of career, nobody has seen me that I'm getting aggressive. I'm shouting on someone. I'm handling teams. Wherever I worked, this is my fifth organization. But how do I control my temper? It's not that sometimes I don't get frustrated or disappointed, or I'm not sad or upset. It is there because we are human beings. We are full of emotions. But at the same time, I said, I'll probably burn my energy if I lose my temper, rather than I should accumulate my energy to think better. In a still water, you can think better. If you yourself are losing temper, then you cannot think through. You cannot understand the other's perspective. So better is to calm down, listen to the other point of view, and then do something. Because in any situation, even if for one instance, if I've lost a little temper or whatever, I've seen, there is a ripple effect to it. So it is going in the drain. It doesn't bring you the best result. So your own attributes, you have to work on your own attributes, that how are you principled? How are you balanced? How do you think in a very difficult situation, not just your own thinking, your own belief system, your own action, or your own previous experiences have been taught you something that you are thinking, you're bound to think. So you have to understand the other person's point of view as well, that in that situation, if that person is telling me to do this, what could be the reason? So in the calmer position, you can think better. So value others. That's the second aspect which I want to highlight to develop this accountability. First is your honesty. Second is value others. Third is keep record. It's very important, and it's non-negotiable conditions. So in my school also, when a mother says that my child has learned this, ma'am, you have written in gross motor skills that your child took sharp turn by the cycle on 24th of October. How do you know that? How accurate is your report card? How can you say that? Because I said each day they pointed down, because in gross motor, fine motor, linguistic, thinking skills, or be it any research skill, they have to write every single change. I know it's time taking, but it is like, this is the solid evidence. This is like non-negotiable condition. You have to write it every day, because you are accountable to give answer. And when you give right answer at the right time, the parents will be in awe of what you are doing. And it is possible because we have very less ratio, 1:10 maximum, or for young children, it is even lesser than this. So you have to be accountable what you're saying. If the child has started speaking difficult words, is able to fuse 4 or 5 sounds, then you should know that exactly on this day, at this time, the child has done this. If he can hop with one leg or something. So every single step, be it fine motor, gross motor, they are accountable to note it down. So recording is very important, and not only in CBSE. In IB, it is non-negotiable. So how do you authenticate that, yes, this is valid and verifiable information? So unless you have not recorded it through pictures, through videos, through your timeline, everything is, you are accountable for that. And taking responsibilities. Like somebody said that some children are quiet in the class and some are very vocal. So we focus more on vocal. So as a teacher, right from the beginning, my focus, it goes is where the children are a bit quiet, they are not speaking to me. So I used to keep shuffle them. Okay, come in front. I used to teach science as well in grade 4 plus pre-primary classes I used to handle. So I used to ask them. So one of my learner, I still remember that he used to run in the class. He was never ever interested in science. So I said, where do you want to study? He said, mujhe bahar jana hai. I said, let's go. So I took him outside with the whole class and the director just peeped in. What is happening? I said, sir, he doesn't want to sit in the class. And you know what? He's a doctor in Medanta Hospital today. And he said, because of you, I started liking science, ma'am, because you never ever scolded me. You were so calm, so patient with me that yes, if you don't want to study in the class, we will take the class outside. This was something experimental and he loved it. And since then he started, showing the results just to impress me because I became his favorite teacher. So I would say that these are the real rewards and, accolades you can achieve in your life if you are patient with children at any age. And after that, do the right thing. Sometimes, our heart says that this student is right and this is not right. But sometimes we do some favorism. I'm not saying always, because of anything. So we have to always, this righteous conduct is difficult to practice, but once you start loving the whole class at the same level, you are being truthful, you are focusing on your right conduct, then I would say that whatever comes out is going to be peaceful. That is very important for ourselves and for others as well. And the act promptly with care, because sometimes we might think in the evening when we introspect ourselves, how did the day pass? Somewhere you feel that, yes, somewhere I didn't do justice, or somewhere I went wrong, or somewhere I couldn't answer the question. Next day you go prepared and you answer, because children respect the honesty and they also respect the fact that, yes, my teacher respects me a lot. Even my smallest query, it is answered in a nicer way. So promptly, if possible. If not, then later on you can say that I don't know right now this answer. Probably I'll come back and get back to you. There's no harm in it. Yeah. So these are the few things, and being accountable. I think we all are working professionals, so we know it's even at personal life, we are accountable for many things. This is all I wanted to share it with you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll share my number and email ID because somebody has asked.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Reena. It was really a very, very informative and very valuable talk by you. Especially you have explained that self-accountability, that we are accountable for our own life, our own actions, our own learnings, and we cannot make anyone else responsible for not happening the things in our life, because we are accountable for that. Now let me invite Zia Punekar sir to express his views about the accountability. Yes, Dr. Zia Punekar, are you there? Hello, Alka ma'am, how are you?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Actually, I was busy. I just logged in the end only. But Reena, ma'am, I just heard your last part of your talk, and it was really beautiful. What you talked about honesty and what you talked about giving value to others. That was the part which I really liked a lot.
And, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zia sir wants to speak. Let Zia sir speak first, and I'll.
Okay. Yes, Zia sir, please.
Yes, right. It was wonderful listening to Reena madam, because she has unfolded all her life and all her efforts, what she has done, or how one can be accountable. That is a very, very important thing. But I would just like to say a few words, because she has already taken care of everything. So hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yes. Okay. So that way, there is a difference, a small difference between responsibility and accountability, that I want to just, clear that responsibility can be shared, but accountability cannot be shared, because the person who owns the responsibility is, accountable. So accountability cannot be shared, responsibility can be shared. So that's what I can say. But only thing is here, since we are accountable, we are not, every one of us, we are not working for money. Money is, it will follow us. It follow, if we do some efforts, money will definitely follow us. We don't need much money for food. So, but the real thing is, if we are accountable and if we fulfill that accountability, then our respect grows. Will be called as respectable people. So we have to work for respect, not for money. So that's how, accountability is a very important, in everyone's life. One should feel accountable if we are responsible. If we are responsible, we will be definitely, at the end of the day, we'll be accountable, we'll be answerable. So definitely we have to take care of those things and be prepared. As she was telling, Reena madam was telling, we need to, discipline cannot be learned. It has to be practiced. So like that, thank you very much for giving me opportunity. This is what I could say about accountability.
Thank you, Zia Saab. Thank you very much. And yes, there is a difference between responsibility and accountability. And yes, accountability cannot be shared. So, Alka ma'am, what do you have to say about this?
Yeah, I really liked the last part, what she said. And it reminded me, when my son was, I think, in class 6 or 7, and when I had gone for the PTA meeting, my teacher, the teacher called me and she said that your son is getting only 7 on 10 or 8 on 10. You don't give time to your child, right? So I said, yes, I don't. No, what I said was, I blamed my child. I said, wo mere paas aata nahi hai padhai karne ke liye. He doesn't study with me. So what can I do? So she called my son, and she told him, you don't study with mama. So then he said whatever he said. And she told him, from now on, you have to study with mama. He said, okay. He got so scared. He said, okay. But when we were coming back home in the car, he's telling me, Mama, really you want me to study with you? I said, no. Then he said, why you told lies to teacher? I said, yeah, sorry, I told lies because I didn't have any answer to give. But he told me one thing that day. He's told me that, Mama, you don't waste your time. When you are coming back from the clinic, I'm not feeling like studying that time. I want to study at a time when I want to study. So I'm not going to study with you. So I said, okay, don't study with me. Then what about the marks? So he told me, what difference it makes if I get 7 on 10 or if I get 8 on 10. And that was my friend's teaching for me from my own child, And I said, okay, you do what you want to do. You study by yourself. And he has always been studying by himself. And my other son also followed the same thing. But one thing, what happened in 10th and 12th standard was that I made a pact with them, a written agreement that you watch 10 programs of TV or you watch 1 program of TV. It's up to you, your own responsibility, your own accountability. If you want to become an engineer, if you want to become a doctor, it is your own responsibility. And that was the day, and I never sat with my children and I never taught my children. So I really like what you said, Reena ma'am, the honesty. And I think when we give honestly, we talk to our children at the level, the same level, we kneel down to their level and we talk to them at that level, it makes a difference. And the other thing is about giving value to others. I really love that part about you, giving value to our own children and practicing discipline by ourselves. If we are disciplined only, they're going to practice discipline. Thank you so much, Reena ma'am. Thank you, Halima ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to express myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alka ma'am. And narrating your real life story is really inspiring. And I met one gentleman in CBSE. He is the director, and he came to UAE for the inspection of my school. And then when we were having dinner together, then on the dinner table we talked mostly not formal things, but your informal things as well. So then I just asked that, okay, how are your children and what are they studying and all these things. Then he said that time that I have never said in my life to my children that go and study, or you have to study, or open the book, or do the homework. Never. Because I made them accountable for their own studies and learning. And then both of them today are in USA. One is working in UNO with UNO, and the other is also doing masters in cyber security or something like that. So how the parent have not said even single time to study, and both the children have studied and went to USA. It all depends at how we are making them responsible and how we are making them accountable for their own actions and for their own learning.
Absolutely.
Now the house is open. If there is any question, Rehan has joined us late. Hello, Rehan. How are you?
Hello, ma'am. I'm very well, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm also good. And today, with the talk of Zia Sahab, Alka ma'am, Reena ma'am, the house is really very, very hot. And everybody is expressing their own views. And before that, Sana and Dhanlakshmi and Malik, they have already made the full forum very warm. And then with that warmth, we have started our session here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Really, it was a wonderful session. If you have any questions, anybody, you can ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, your topics are so beautiful that it ignites a fire within us to talk about something else. Because your topics are so wonderful. Accountability, oh my God, it's my favorite topic also. Very nicely said and very nicely covered.
Halima ma'am, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, please.
Reena ma'am, sometimes when we are accountable for something at workplace, the project is going into a failure or the work is going into a failure. It gives us negative connotation. Like that time, our bosses, our hierarchy is saying, who is the person responsible for this? How to overcome that situation? Because we have taken the accountability, we have taken the responsibility. How to overcome that situation? Because that time, nobody thinks about the positive side. Everybody is looking at the negative point. That this happened. Who is responsible for this particularly?
So I would say that in a war situation, when a king wins, it is because of the people there.
Yes, ma'am.
War में कौन हारा? राजा. कौन जीता? राजा. लेकिन उसको हराने और जिताने वाला कौन होता है? उसकी सेना.
Yes, ma'am.
So when the situation comes, it is always that the king would shout on the people, because of you, I got defeated. That's very obvious reaction or response that happens. So we are accountable in that situation because we should feel the same pain, that there is a situation, there is a failure. And if we say ourselves before she shouts or he shouts on us, or he feels or she feels that way, oh, because of us. And us means nothing you, it's like a team. So it's the team who wins, it's the team who loses. So even the leader should understand while saying or shouting on somebody, it's not just one person, it's the team. So in my situation, in my school, if something goes really wrong, we take it on our shoulder together. So sometimes it doesn't come in front of the parent that who has done what. Everybody takes it on their shoulder. It's because of me, ma'am, sorry. Everyone says sorry. So when everyone says sorry, the parent is like, okay, it's okay, it's too much. So it could be a strategy, it could be a feeling, it could be like team bonding, that this is how it should be tackled. I would say that it's not your fault. It should be, there should be something to do about the leadership qualities.
Thank you very much. And I think with this, we come to the end of today's session. And it was really a very fruitful session, quite beneficial for all of us. And all the participants, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Sana. Thank you, Rizwana. Thank you, Rehan. Thank you, Dhanlakshmi. And all, thank you, Malika. And all my great resource people. Thank you, Dr. Zia Punekar, Dr. Alka Chadda, and Mrs. Reena Singh. Thank you very much for your valuable time and your sharing and contributions.
Thank you, ma'am.